It's your girl Bob the Healer. I'm back. We got some things we're going to get into on this live tonight. But first, make sure you're subscribed and you are signed up for my newsletter where you get free mini reading on your birthday. Don't forget. Also, I am putting together a tech series. Yes, I know a lot of people don't recognize that you can use technology to heal you, and that is going to be my new series where we use technology to manifest and to heal. And I'm going to show you some transformative ways that I use that are so luxurious. They will transform your life, make it easy for you to just be, honey. You know, sometimes you got to do it with ease, and your technology is meant to work for you. Okay, don't get afraid of technology. All right, there's a crystal in your phone, there's a crystal in your computer. Okay, you can make it work for you, baby. You can do some tremendous things with technology. All right, and the times that we're moving in, you got to educate yourself on tech. You got to feel technology. It's an intuitive experience. Clean the energy in your phone. Clean your phone. Okay, you have it in your hand most of the time. And usually it's in your non dominant hand. Okay, which I like to say your receiving hand, where we receive money. So make sure if your money been acting funny, clear the energy of your phone. There's a little tip. But anyways, I am looking for my notes because your girl be getting downloads, and I gotta write them down. I love to timestamp everything so I know when I predicted it and when I got the download. It's really, really important, especially if you're a spiritual person like myself. Um, I'm telling you, baby, it's really important to timestamp everything. Hi, baby. Welcome to the live. Thank you for the love. Make sure you're subscribed. Where is this list? So, don't get on my live trying to tell me what to do. Okay. And since I'm gonna take my time now, thank you. Thank you. The I'm trying to find these life-saving notes, but clearly, let me just search it. Um, how are y'all doing? Thank you. Thank you, baby. Mm, well, I'm gonna go to this whole board until I find it. So, first things first, This is why I digitize my notes. Because, baby, leaving it in my brain is not reliable. Yeah. Bye. Okay. Found it. Let's get to it. All right. Are you prepared? That's what this live is about. Okay. It's a survival guide from me to you. I know if you're new here, you may not understand. I'm intuitive. I see things before they happen. If you want some confirmations, you can go down my Twitter. You can go look at my Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But for those of you who are not new, for those of you who are part of the Hill Art community and you like Bobby Knowing, it's time to take notes, okay? I'm going to timestamp this in the live replay so that you can take notes and come back at this time stamp, okay? So I'm going to give you a few seconds to get a pen and a paper, whatever you need to take notes. I recommend pen and paper because if there are power outages, and this is to myself, oof, how are you going to? Yeah, so I'm going to take my own notes after watching this. Yes, there are going to be power outages globally. This is something I predicted at the beginning of the year, and this is something that I'm hearing loud and clear tonight, okay? I just had to download that I needed to hop on live and share this information. So those of you who are wise enough, listen, ask your questions, okay? YouTube is in here trying to flirt with me. You're not paying attention. Okay, so for those of you who would like this download, say I, comment below, raise a hand. I'm just trying to see something. Thank you. Okay, moving on. So, first things first, we need to have power banks if the electricity goes out. I'm going to say some things you know, but you don't have. And don't tell me you got them because Bobby knowing. Okay? Power banks. Batteries. Extra batteries for your extra batteries. Okay? And then I need to say this. Don't tell people what you got. Okay, we move into the time people are going to get real desperate. Don't be telling your neighbors what you got. Okay? Don't be telling your friends what you got because people going to end up at your house. Like, I know you got. Okay. Power banks, batteries, extra batteries. You need a storage drive. All your photos on your phone, on your laptops, on your devices, go get that. Thank you, baby. Blessings to you. Make sure you subscribe. Okay. We have the storage drive. Find solar powered items. Y'all tripping. Solar powered items. We could be moving into a time where the sun is blasting. Okay, and electricity is out. Oh, confirmation. I'm telling you, get prepared. It's coming soon. I literally predicted there were going to be floods in the south, and there was going to be water overtaking land and tsunamis. And now look at Texas. In situations like that, you just got to get out. You cannot stay. You don't, people be trying to save. You cannot stay. You got to go. Okay? I done been in fires. I ain't never did no water situation. That's different. Fires is still scary. But you just got to go. Okay? Solar powered anything. But these are for the people when you are, this is purely for power outages and like emergency situations. You need to have these things on deck. Do you have a first aid kit? Do you have a churn radio? I've been telling my sister to do this for months. Okay, and I'm going to text her again. You need a churn radio, something that you can manually power. First aid kit, and not them basic dollar store first aid kits. Get you, I'm talking band-aids on band-aids, Tylenol, things that you would need if you had a wound that you could not go to the hospital to treat. You got to think. Everyone's going to be going to the hospitals. Don't go to the hospitals. And why don't we want to go to the hospitals? Because people are going to be in mass hysteria. People don't think rationally in crises. You want to be where you are at safely. Unless you can get out and go, and then you need to have a plan on where you're going. But if this is a global outage, honey, that's what I'm saying. Write these notes down. Because you're not going to have, you may not have YouTube, okay? You got to start thinking about if you don't have heat, especially if those who don't have like a gas stove, you can get start thinking about how you're going to heat your food, because you got listen. The first thing that I noticed in these downloads is, like I said, mass hysteria. People are going to be eating horribly, which worse than now. They're not going to be able to get their fast food, which just has pumped full of addictive things, right? They're not going to be able to have their coffee hot, at least, because it's not going to be mass produced. Like, these are things that are going to be happening. It's a shift. People are going to have to learn how to actually cook, how to make a fire, okay? How you're actually going to heat something. You can use tea lights and aluminum foil things. Like, so start going and getting this stuff now. Okay? A mechanical can opener. Like I said, anything that's mechanic that you can do with your hand, you got to start going back to the basics. Also with flashlights, you can do flashlights or glow sticks. Don't do candles. If you have candles, that's all you have in the middle of a blackout, then of course use that. But if you can use some other stuff, that's better. Because glow sticks last longer. And like I said, 10 heating cans. So you can use the little tea lights and get a heating can. Excuse me. Look it up on YouTube while you got time. Baby, the skin is skinning. I'm looking like a cute brown skin. Hello. Natural. Anyways, personal hygiene. Next point. I'm so intuitively downloading. You got to have some water for baths. If the plumbing goes, how are you going to dispose of your fecal matter? I mean, fecal matter, whatever the hell you call it. What? I don't know. Okay. Water for baths. So you need separate water for, and we talking tons of water per person, right? Per person to bathe in, per person to drink. If you have animals, you need some water for them too. Good Lord. All right. Emergency cash on hand. Always keep cash on hand. The banks go down, which they have multiple times this year and last, and they will continue. You're going to be straight, right? You're going to have some money. Some of y'all not paying attention and writing these notes. Okay. But you see Bob be knowing. Bob be knowing, so be careful. All your important documents you need to put in a binder, of course. People in LA, you need to know this. Have your stuff ready to go. I say get you a little small suitcase and have it all ready so you can roll on out of there. And lightweight. Pack light, baby. Pack light. You don't want to have too much stuff to carry in the middle of a crisis. You want to be organized and have a plan. Shit, I would put a piece of paper in there that got the plan for if this, then that. All right, let's talk about how to shop. Yes, how do we shop for this transformation that's getting ready to happen? Okay, this shift that's happening in the collective and globally, you know, we need to be stacked up. Okay, we need to be stacked. We need to have fresh honey, local honey. Mm-hmm. Why, Bob? Because honey treats infections, okay, wounds. It balances the gut. Okay, say, for instance, we run out of water and we got to drink some of that tap, or we got to drink some well water or something. Honey, we got some gut balancing parasites. Okay, we got something for them parasites, and it's honey can be used for skin conditions. It can be used for hydrating the hair. Yeah, because we're not gonna have hair products. We're not gonna have grocery stores. People are gonna be looting. There's that, and then once it's over, I mean, what are you gonna do? Okay. Now, some of y'all do have this right now. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Bob's calling you out. You got some alcohol. You got some vodka in that house of yours. Here's the thing. Don't drink it all. Don't sip. Because we need it to clean infections. Yeah. We need it to start fires. Not too much now. If you like Jack Daniels, keep your little some for the fire, honey, and not to sip. Okay, sterilize anything if we need to sterilize knives or needles. I hope you are packed because this is, I'm keeping it cute, but it's really terrifying. How many people are not prepared? It's really terrifying. Millions of people could be wiped off this earth off of lack of preparation. or misinformation. Okay. I don't even want to recognize that. Okay, apple cider vinegar too. Powder milk. So you can use that to make oatmeal and cereals and butters. Spam. I don't even like spam, so this is just things I wrote down. Beans, pulled pork, salmon, in the can, of course. Everything is in the can. Protein powder, oats. And that's another thing I want you to think about. As I'm saying these things, oh, that's cute. Yeah, cooking oil. But what would we use the oil for? Torta. Yeah, you could definitely get a few different meals from some tortas. And you can heat those up and put it, man, okay. 2 weeks worth of water. What does that look like? How much water do you drink? Be realistic. Buy more than you think. Okay, rice, because you can make several meals from that. But you have to think about how you're going to boil the rice. Like, I want you to remove electricity from your mind and heat. How are you going to heat yourself? Do you have blankets? People die from hypothermia during situations like this. Mashed potatoes, even the ones that you can like just mix with a little bit of milk or something. Beef jerky, very high protein, easy to eat. Easy to like eat that on the go too if you need to travel. Yeah, I love water too. It's really fire. Okay, think 1 gallon per day of water. 1 gallon. So maybe we're thinking 2 weeks. So like 12 gallons of water we need to start prepping for. Where are you gonna put that shit? I don't know. All right. So canned goods, of course, we talked about. Canned meat, we talked about. It's very important you get a hand cranked radio. You need to know what's happening. If there's viral infection spreading, if there is war happening and you don't even know because there's no news or electricity, you need to be able to be kind of aware. All right, and start freezing your food, like cooking your food and freezing it. And I'm saying maybe like 30 to 60 days. In the next 30 to 60 days, we should be prepping for that, right? So just cook some extra meals, freeze those. Think about you have like, if you don't open the freezer, you have about a week worth of food that you'd be okay and it wouldn't go bad. So don't over prepare, right? But when in doubt, throw it out because you don't want to have to shit it out. Okay. If you have a gas stove, you're blessed. And the next thing I really want to talk about is what to do when the light goes out, right? And I'm talking spiritually and literally, okay? What I mean by that is there's going to be a time when this happens and it is a reality. We've seen the destruction globally, in little ways and little shifts, but it's going to be dramatic. And when that time comes, energetically, you're going to feel the heaviness. You're going to feel a lot of people sad. You're going to feel a lot of people in confusion. And the light will essentially go out of the collective. It's going to dampen because people are going to be confused. They don't know what to do, where to turn to, who to turn to. They're not prepared. And so you need to not be bored, okay? And you need to tune out of from those frequencies so that you can rise to a higher frequency, the frequency where the collective is going, right? And I ain't finna be sitting around waiting for none of y'all. I'm telling you that first off, okay? These is the tips. You gonna take it or you not. But I'm not gonna be waiting around for y'all to take the notes. It is what it is. Okay? Because I'm gonna be straight. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Either you gonna be straight or not, but I'm gonna be straight. So it's up to you if you want to take the notes. It's up to you if you really want to believe. But do you really have, what's the word I'm trying to say? Do you really have the confidence not to take my advice? Because if this does happen, what is you gonna do? It's better to be prepared than not. And that's what I'm really saying. So when the light goes out, don't look to the left, don't look to the right, because you're hearing this right now, right? It's your responsibility to make sure you take care of yourself during this time. It is going to be a different time. It is going to be an every man for themselves, holding themselves accountable, every family for themselves. And you are going to have to be responsible for your energetic frequency. And it is deeply affecting how things change in this world. If the collective as a whole is feeling dark and they're feeling heavy, it is your responsibility to focus on your own inner light. And it's not tied to money, I promise you. It's not tied to resources, I promise you. And that is what God is trying to show all of us. When we take all of this away and we get to the root of who we are as beings, we really just want love and joy and peace. We really do. Okay, we really just want peace. And so get back to the things you love doing. Okay. And it, to some of us, it could look like reading. It could look like, fashion. It could look like writing, journaling, poetry, music. It could be praying, singing, dancing, exercising, doing yoga, stretching, Pilates, breath work, drawing, music. Okay, I said music. That's a confirmation for somebody. Somebody has not been writing their music and they need to get back to writing music. Painting, art, canvases, okay, cooking, baby, baking, all right, hanging with your animals, being with the animals, writing letters to people. When was the last time you received a letter in the mail? No, all we get is bills, okay? That is going to be a great way to communicate with people, is writing letters. Okay, so you need to get to it, baby, get to it. It's now it's not the time to be playing around. Like I said, you got to tune out and tune in. Baby, tune in, okay? Because I'm really giving you the tea. But in other news, let's talk about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Because it's definitely still beef. It's definitely still smoke, honey. And, Drake still wants to smoke, as we know this. But K. Dot, once you say his name, he pops up. And he's definitely got some things tucked. I'm predicting that he's coming back on someone's track. Yeah, I'm predicting that. And it's like watching somebody get jumped by one person. It's like watching. It's like what I give Drake this. He got heart. Drake got heart. He's not. He's. How can I say this? He has a love for rap, and I give him that. Right? Drake he's a competitor, and he's a Scorpio, so he's always gonna try to get the get back. Right? But Kendrick Lamar is a fool. He is a beast. And you know, when you wake up the beast, you wake up, he's got a crazy pen. He's he's got a kind of a demonic pen and a demonic mind. Like he's devious. He's gonna go dark and deep to get back at Drake. And I just think that at this point, this is beneath Kendrick Lamar. I feel like he needs to focus on his career, his artistry, and not rap. I'm talking art. I'm talking actually, this man is a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Like, what are we talking about? Drama? Like, no, I really feel like Drake went outside, even though he's still here. He's like, hi, I'm here. I told him, Drake, if you're watching this, just email me so we can do this reading, please. Because, you know, God has better plans for you too. You just have to surrender. Anyways, yeah, I feel like we're definitely here. Maybe another rap battle this summer between two major artists. It may include some other artists too who have their feelings about the circumstance. Um, it's really interesting to see how slavery still exists. All these artists are still slaves. All these artists are still using these slave owners to catapult their careers. Even the independent ones are not really independent because they'll check a check from somebody that doesn't have the integrity. And when we recognize that music is spiritual and it's ancestral, oh my goodness. Like you didn't just get your talents. Mm, you didn't just get your talents from you, baby. You got them from spirit. And you got them from a spirit from your past ancestors. Like gifts run through families. And so when we completely disregard the spiritual aspect of why do you think all these artists are using hoodoo practitioners to get ahead, not recognizing that they don't do the ancestral work. It comes with karma. And it may not hit you, it might hit your kids or your kids' kids. Oh my goodness. So yeah, ooh, that's a horrible thought. I'm not even gonna say that. Um yeah, and then these artists will get on these platforms and threaten each other and put their children in danger. Like it's just not that big of a deal. Especially when you got ancestries at work. You got ancestors working while you are trying to fight each other, while you rapping and trying to fight each other. It's stupid. It really is. So, as a community, we need to take back our artistry. We need to take back the artistry and the industry, and honestly, demolish the demonic industry. Okay, get back to free music. Get back to music in the park. Let's get back to like discovering local artists and being integral in our music. Like these are things that we really need to get back to. Get back to the basics. Get back to the spiritual. Like where's the spirit in the song? And this is the thing. We need to start looking at the spirit of a song for real, for real. Like, okay, what spirit is coming out of this song? Is this a demonic spirit? Is this spirit telling me to drink and have sex until I pass out and have sex with all these different people? And okay, what kind of demon is that? Okay, and yeah, so that's that, and I'm going to end it at that. So God bless you guys. I'll see you guys for the tech tutorial that we're going to do soon, and make sure you're subscribed. God bless.